Today we came out to Toorale to have a look and be hosted by the National Parks and Wildlife Service and see how environmental water is being used on Toorale. Lots of people ask us questions about how is environmental water being used at Toorale? Is it metered? Are the structures compliant? And is this property being run like every other property so that everything's treated fairly and equally?
We share a lot of the stakeholder concerns being raised directly with us, as does the Inspector General. So it's important, I think, for us to support the Inspector General on its visit, and we're very grateful to have been invited out here today to better understand Toorale and how it's set up so that we can take that back to our office and use that objectively in our assessments of allegations made about water use on Toorale.
It's been really good to get a first-hand explanation from National Parks about how they're operating the property and how they're making decisions about what happens on the property as well.
So the number one priority under that is the Darling. So there's conditions that need to be met in the Darling, and connection needs to be met before we can water the Western floodplain. And then once certain condition triggers are met in the Darling, and that's no longer the priority, we can start looking to water on the Western floodplain.
Look, we've been using water out on the Western floodplain from earlier this year, and it was really nice today to get out and see the outcomes from that water, which is really healthy lignum and the environment looking really good.
Getting to see some of the new infrastructure that's been put in by National Parks, particularly to manage the flow of water down the Warrego and allow more water to get through that system than has been the case in over 100 years.
Today I saw multiple objectives from multiple different agencies that are all involved in managing Toorale or regulating Toorale in some shape or form. The challenge for water managers, I think, is to bring that collective of objectives to one storyline, to be able to tell the rest of the community how Toorale is being managed in a broader context of water management in the Darling system itself.
For me to get a better understanding on ground of the challenges of metering some of the flows, particularly onto the Western floodplain here on the property, it means it can't be metered in a traditional manner, and it's got to be measured in a slightly different way.
To come back and see the contribution of Commonwealth Environmental Water to some great outcomes at this place is fantastic.
It's a great opportunity to bring together the Inspector General, NRA, the CHU and National Parks in one place to have a look on ground and talk about the issues rather than a whole heap of separate conversations, just to get that shared understanding of how the property and the infrastructure is operating and what's really happening on ground with that water.